Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Odetoye. I'm a software developer fellow for the Department of Human Services. Over the course of this fellowship, I worked on strengthening internal case review systems that support the SNAP quality assurance team, which included me working on potential workflow, including portal workflows, reporting tools, and system improvements. Today, I'll walk you through how those efforts help support more reliable oversight and ultimately a greater access to social benefits. So let's start out. What is the Department of Human Services? The Department of Human Services, also known as DHS, is an agency that provides social and economic assistance to residents across Washington, D.C. They manage major programs such as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and temporary assistance for needy families and Medicaid. These programs support a large number of individuals and families across the city and often serving multiple people in each household. With over 8,000 households receiving assistance each month, the scale is so significant. DHS relies on strong internal systems, especially for processing cases, managing benefits, and maintaining oversight. Which brings me to this quote. Technology in government isn't just about code. It's about improving how services reach people. This was something I generally learned throughout my whole time in my internship, where I was not only just learning how to code or learning a new language, but knowing that the impact is much greater than I was of me just writing a simple C sharp uh, line break. Now let's enter the background of this project. Before this project, the SNAP Quality Assurance team relied on manual coordination and disconnection with internal systems, making case tracking and review activity more difficult to manage efficiently. The team had already started building upon this structural portal, and during my fellowship, I helped expand and strengthen that system to better support their workflow. So let's go into how this works. The portal supports three main roles. First, the employee. Then they are in charge of submitting their case review forms and submitting and supporting documents. Program analysts are the people who do the day-to-day work where they review assigned cases, complete on QA documentation, and track open cases and also generate reports. While the supervisors monitor progress, assign work, and oversees all cases, making sure it's falling under QA standards. Now over here is a multi-level of screenshots of each role being distributed. On my left is the employee case where they would generally see when it comes down to filling out the employee case form from what benefits the person needs, as well as their SSN and any other supporting documents that's needed. As well, they can keep track of the amount of cases that are also being reviewed, pending, or they're fully been approved. While supervisors oversees everything from across all benefits, they see each benefit case is either processed or still either processed or completed. As well, they can also assign work to other employees, making sure that they have certain access to within the portal, as well as they can view all closed cases to make sure it's falling under QA standards, as long as well as our program analyst on my right shows a demonstration of all the cases that are still in pending mode and still needs to be reviewed, as though they can see what the submissions from the employees, the case submissions that the employees put out, so they can review it and see if it could be finally approved. Now let's enter to my large part of contribution. My large part of contribution was building out the front-end structure of the SNAP OQA portal. I worked on authorization and a role-based access, employee-facing management tools, and the supervisor oversee pages. I built on workflows such as form submissions, document upload, searching, filtering, and request tracking. From a more technical standpoint, the portal was primarily used using Blazor, which is a .NET framework that allowed me to build interactive web applications using C# other than other programming language like JavaScript. Blazor supports a component-based architecture, which made me generally reuse a lot of the formats and just customize it to each employee's standards and what was required for them to use. The application runs on a .NET platform, which handles a lot of the core functionality such as authorization, routing, and overall application structure. And again, for the user interface, I use a lot of Bootstrap and admin LTE to create responsible layouts for the UI structure that I was able to follow along from the team's mockups that were provided for me. Now let's enter the impact of this. Overall, this project helps move internal case review work from fragmented manual processes to more of an organized digital system. The portal improves Snap quality assurance teams so they can easily track cases, manage submissions, and maintain visibility for all their workflows. Although this is still an ongoing project, there's more development ahead. However, during my time on the team, I was able to contribute a meaningful progress by building several core features and strengthening a foundation for the portal. Next steps generally just includes integrating with the backend database, keeping up to date with all employees and supervisors and all the roles, as well as adding additional benefit areas to and continue to build features for long-term internal use. As I look back into this project and as in my current position as an undergrad student, this fellowship really gave me the opportunity to grow in a professional environment and contribute to more meaningful work. It challenged me to adapt to new workflows, strengthen my communication, and having me to learn to navigate through uncertainty while making progress. I'm very grateful for this opportunity that I grew both professionally and technically. Thank you, and I want to give a shout out to Yasir, Kishore, Chrissy, and Charles for all the support they have given me throughout this whole thing. Thank you.
Not a question again, but I also want to provide more context to what Daniel has done. On his impact statement, we unfortunately at the district have a very high error rate. The only state we're better than is Alaska. So, we beat Alaska at least every year. But the work Daniel has done is everything before he came in was, even though it was documented, it was all manual. So to be able to put that in like a system perspective is very, very huge for us. And with the big bill that was just signed this past year coming into law, like states are now being punished really heavily if their error rates are very high, and that's going to cost us millions and millions of dollars that unfortunately we may not have. And to be able to potentially to be able to do work to potentially save us from losing that much money is a real kudos to Daniel and the work he's done and the energy he's brought here. So we are very, very fortunate with two amazing interns that we're a 1,000-person agency, but those two interns have been overnight successes, overnight celebrities. So really kudos to Daniel again, and we really appreciate the work you've done.